Alright, we're gonna make a quick video. Got a 2009 Jeep Patriot. It's not shifting right. See, got this down in drive right there. So, neutral, kind of neutral, no drive, right? Putting it in drive, won't go, no drive. Now you might be able to slam it, yeah. You can slam it like that and it'll slam into drive, right? There we go. So, but it wouldn't shift unless I really beat on it. So right there, that's telling me it's a shifting problem. That's, I don't think it's, anything with the transmission when I see that. And when it is in gear, it shifts fine, it drives fine. So right there, I'm like, all right, we got a shifter concern. Is it the cable or is it the actual shifter? See, this is a common problem with Jeeps. I know it's going to be in the shifter problem, but I always check here first because it's way easier. So first thing I'm going to come and pull all this out of the engine bay. You just got, let's see, let me put it all back, kind of put it all back together. So you got this cover here. It's going to be right there on top of the battery. Normally it would have two little bolts there. I think Phillips little trim pieces, but this thing came from a body shop, so it's missing that trim piece, but that'll pop right off. Then this will be right here over the battery. That pops off. It just sits on those right there. You got that's your air filter box. And then this piece right here will be right in here. That's a little 8mm. And pop that off, and then boom, there's your shift cable right here, so you can actuate that, move it around, see, shifting. So that bolt's not loose, this thing's shifting. I can shift it by hand. So right there, I know that's not the problem. Let's go back in here, and so now what you want to do, I'm just going to put it in neutral. All right, then you can turn it off. Definitely put it in neutral at the beginning though. Actually, I'll put it in park so I can take the key out. You do want to put it in neutral before you go check that, so you can actuate it by hand. If it's in park, you're not going to be able to do that. So I've seen this a lot on Jeeps. This is a common problem. They have a little grommet in there on the cable that just gets torn up or messed up, and that goes bad a lot. Sometimes your actual shifter assembly can be the problem, but I've seen this a lot on Jeeps, so I know that's going to be what it is. And I've already taken this apart to verify it, but I'm just going to show you. I'm going to pretend like I didn't and then show you. I've also worked at Toyota most of my career, so if I've fixed a lot of Jeeps with this problem, it's a common thing. So first thing, you yank this off, and it's going to take a lot of force. Don't be scared, it just pops off. Then you're going to get a trim tool. You're going to pop it in there, kind of do one of these with it, wiggle it, right, pull that off, boom. Then you're going to have two Phillips right here. Here's all my Phillips I've already taken out. You're going to have two right there. You can use either a screwdriver. I like my little zip-zap gun. Makes it super fast, right? You're going to undo those. You're going to come out here to the console box here, right? Pop that up. You got two more Phillips that sit right in here. You can see those two that I already left loose. They sit in those two holes right there. Phillips again. Boom. Loosen those. And then this thing will just pop right up, just like that. I'm trying to do this one-handed. That's why I left it apart instead of doing it all over again. So you're going to lift it up just like that. You're going to pop it back. It'll pop out of there. You lift it up like that. When you pull it up, you got an electrical connector right here. But you got a lot of slack on it, so just don't, go crazy with it. But you can pull that up. That disconnects right there. Disconnect that tab. Take this piece. Throw it in the back there. Throw it in the back like that. Sorry for the video quality. I'm one-handed here. And then this thing, you're going to come down here. See if you can see it. Yep, come down here, and you've got two more Phillips right there in there. 1, 2, right there in those holes. And then, boop, that'll pop forward just like that. Pull that off. By the way, if you ever can't shift and you need to for some reason, like, I don't know, maybe even your car is, I don't know, it's dead or something, and you, or you lost the key or something, I don't know, maybe you need to put it in neutral to tow it, something like that, whatever. There's a little cover piece right here on the side of this. You can pop that off with a little mini screwdriver, like this one right here. Something like that, pop that off, and then you've got this little lever here, and when you press it forward like that, you can shift this no matter what gear it's in. So even though the car's in park and it's off, if I pull that up, I can shift the car. So if you ever need to do that, that's a little fun fact. So we got that off, right? If you ever had to replace the actual whole assembly, you got an electrical connector here, you got a connector there, then you got bolt, 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 4 bolts, and boom, take that off. Now let's look at the problem over here. And you got this thing. Here's another little piece that can get messed up, but that's not usually a problem. That's another little shifter assembly. Here's what we're looking for down here. And there's our culprit right there. That's the other end of the shifter cable. And as you can see, it's just flopping there. Nothing holding it on. There's supposed to be a little grommet in there, and it snaps into place, and that's what holds it. So when you pull the cable, let me shift this again real quick. Okay. So when you're shifting it, see how it pulls it like that? Well, that grommet comes loose and it gives it too much play in there. And so that's why I wouldn't go into drive, because see how it's hitting the edge of this thing? It's hitting all the way to the walls of this thing instead of being centered with the grommet and, you know, pulling at the same distance. Or, since there's no grommet at all, this can totally fall off and then you have no gears. And I've seen that a lot too. So there's the problem right there. So this customer is going to need a new shifter cable. It's about 3 hours labor. Alternatively, and I wouldn't suggest this, but if you had to and you didn't want to spend the money on that cable or the labor, you could take, maybe you want to take like some silicone. Let me see if I can pull this back out. There we go. You could take something like some silicone and just coat this piece and kind of make your own grommet. You know, fill it with silicone and then just slap it back on there and let it dry. And I wouldn't call that a permanent fix by any means, but if you wanted to just do some hillbilly shit, you could do that and let that dry, and then it would at least be a temporary fix. But that's something you could do to get by. Anyway, that's a little quick fix for this shifting problem on a 2009 Jeep Patriot. Follow for more.